So this is the first year where I did not have any anxiety around my business. So what are we doing here today? What we are doing here is, thank you, Sandra. I love you, my lovely. Thank you, Kristen. So what are we doing? Hey, Judy. Hey, Penny, lovely. What we are doing here is I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you my numbers. Like, not those numbers. Those numbers I can't show anyone, trust me. Like, those numbers. No, I'm going to show you the numbers that I've made in my business. I'm also going to tell you some non-number changes that 2017 brought upon me. And I'm very excited to be sharing those with you because I'm hoping that you might find some value in those lessons and you might want to use some of those lessons in your own business. So that is really exciting to me. Yes, Lisa, you did make it live. Yes. Hey, Susie, perfect. Thank you, lovely. Chantal, thank you so much. So many of my lovelies are here and I'm so grateful that you guys are here, especially Seema, because I think it's like 2 a.m. in India. So thank you, Seema, for being here with me, my lovely. Now, thank you so much. I like to think I am. Thank you, Diana. I actually like to think that I'm pretty hilarious. No one agrees with me. Okay, so one thing that I have to show you before I go on. So when I started my business in 2014, I didn't really think about what my business is going to look like. I had a number in my head, but I didn't really had my hopes up about what I could achieve. Now, in 2016, around March of 2016, I was like, you know what? I just saw Jim Carrey talk about this idea of printing a check of $1 million and putting it next to his face. So I printed this check. It says Bushra Azhar, December 31st, 2016. I don't know whether you can see this. And it says $1 million. And I put it and I printed it and I put it up on my cupboard. And I was like, oh my God, I hope no one sees this, because if someone sees this, it's going to make fun of me. And of course, that someone has to be the grumpy cat that I'm married to. But incidentally, he didn't make fun of me. He just looked at this and he was like, oh, that's nice. And I actually made that number. And then this year, because I'm lazy, I took the same check and I just changed the dates. I wrote $2 million and I wrote December 31st, 2017. So same check, I just changed a few things. And I am kind of really excited to share what happened with this. So even though I'm not woo-woo, I don't see myself as someone who's woo-woo or believes in woo-woo things, I actually want to talk about this check and how it has manifested. No, I have not made $2 million in cash, even though this is what a check implies, but I've made a lot of money and I'm really excited about that. But before we do that, thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Laurie. If you can't hear me, I'm so sorry, guys. Please refresh it. I think it should be fine. Yay, Melissa. Yay, Navar. Yay, everyone. Okay, so what am I going to, I want to first talk about before I share the numbers with you. The numbers are really exciting. It's nice to see all the money that you've made. It's nice to kind of count the dollars and look at the possibilities of the things that you can do with that money. But if you know me even slightly, you know that I don't. This is a dress that I bought in 2014 and I'm comfortable wearing that. So for me, it's not just about the things, it is about the possibilities of making that kind of money. It is all about this drive that yes, in fact, you can make that kind of money. But I want to first talk about why 2017 has been such a good year for me from a non-monetary perspective. And that is that this is the first year where I did not have any anxiety around my business. And this is awesome for me. You have no idea, people, even though it doesn't show up, even though I'm not the sort who would come and he would talk about how I suffer from depression and anxiety and all of those demons that a lot of people do struggle with. But this is something that I had terrible sleep issues. I could not sleep at night. I would have so much anxiety. One wrong email would go out to my list and I would lie awake at night wondering what I did wrong. And I would just worry and worry and worry. I could not breathe. I would hyperventilate. I could not sleep. It was horrible. So even though I made 2016 a lot of money in 2016, it wasn't a great year for me personally, because from my health perspective, I was like, oh my God, I was constantly had this feeling that something is on my head. And that was really horrid for me. So for 2017, I knew one thing. Shit is going to happen. Every single launch that I do, every single launch that you do, shit will happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when Shit will happen. So when shit happens, what are you going to do about it? If you lose your shit and lie awake at night and be bombarded with anxiety, it is still not going to change anything. Shit will still spread all over the place. It will literally spread everywhere. Like when you have a diaper blast with a child, if you have a baby, the more you try to clean it, the more you try to cover it, the more it spreads. It's kind of the same in business. So the more you try to control the shit, the more you try to get involved in the shit, the more it spreads. It is going to happen anyway. So in 2017, I had minimal anxiety. I had shit go back. Really bad shit. Like unbelievable kind of shit. But I was okay. So Tara is here, you can ask me. You can ask her how much of a shit we went through and how cool we were about it. So that is amazing for me. That is amazing for me. I did not lose my shit. I've also become less of a bitch this year, I feel. I don't know whether Tara would agree. But at a personal level, I've been less of a bitch. I have cooked more often for my family. I have definitely laughed more. I've spent more time with my family. I've also been a little bit more laid back. I have not been as control freak as I normally was in 2016. So these are things that are important. These are things that are important for me because even though I have not grown at the pace that I hoped I would grow, this is important. The fact that I can sleep at night, the fact that I don't have to put a pillow at my back just so I can breathe. Guys, there have been nights when I could not breathe the whole night. I had to get up, prop a pillow, and then like try to sleep in a sitting position, because the moment I would lay down, I would feel like I'm suffocating. I can't breathe. And half of the nights, my husband would find me outside sitting on the sofa trying to breathe. Sleep and breathe. That was literally the only thing that I would wear. It was horrible, horrible. So this year, that did not happen. And every time we were doing the numbers, and it was like, oh, your growth from 2015 to 2016 was massive. But from 2016 to 2017 wasn't that massive. And I was like, but I love the fact that I could breathe more and sleep more, right? Now, the things that were not good in 2017 at a personal level, from a non-financial number, I want to share those. My do-good projects did not take off the way I'd hoped they would take off. And this I want to remedy the first quarter of 2018. I've done a few projects, I've supported a few projects, but nothing as sustainable as much as I wanted to. So not the kind of impact that I hoped I would make. Even though I have the money, it is set aside, I have not used it to the benefit that I thought I would. Again, it goes back to being laid back, because I was so laid back. I was so laid back that I literally just was laid back on everything. The other thing that I want to talk about is, and maybe you guys have noticed this as well, but 2017 was a good year for a market takeover, because there were so many changes happening in the market. There was a good year for market takeover. So it was a good opportunity for me to swoop in and take over the market. I did not do that. And that's kind of a lost opportunity that I feel I should have, because I was growing like this from 2015 to 2016. And if I had continued to do all the crazy things that I was doing, I would have made 2017 my bitch, where I would be like, I've taken over the market. But honestly, I would not trade it for anything, because if I had grown like this, I probably would be dead by now because of lack of sleep and anxiety. So yeah, that is one thing that I thought this was a lost opportunity for me. I think it was a great opportunity to take over the market. I think it will continue to be in 2018, but I think 2017 was a kind of an opportunity that I lost. There were a few moments where I was like, oh my God, I can do this and I can do this and I can do this and I can just take over the market. But that didn't happen. Been there dealing with that type of stress, not good. Hey, Katie. Hi, lovely. Hey, Maria. Crazy market this year. Yes, it has been a crazy market this year. The things that were unchanged. Oh, thank you, Brandy. The things that were unchanged. I still fly by the seat of my pants. I still take decisions today and implement them next week. So I came out with a new software called 60-second copy generator. From the idea to the actual software being ready, I think it took us 6-7 weeks. And took me 6-7 weeks. So when I say us, it's not us, it's just me. I did not bother Tara with this. I just shared the idea and then I shared the actual software. So that is really, this has been unchanged. My drive, my speed with which I take action, and that's something that I would encourage you to do. I have to say this over and over again. The amount of money you make is directly proportional to the speed with which you execute ideas. The amount of money you make is directly proportional to the speed with which you execute ideas. If you could just do that, if you have an idea and you know it's a good idea, go on and implement it. What is the worst that can happen? I'm going to share with you the program that I created in like a week. It did not work as well as I'd wanted it to work. So what? So bloody what? At least I executed that, right? So do that. Please, please, please do that. I had a great year. I made a good deal of money, but kind of kick myself for the things I could have done versus what I actually could do. Kristen, yes, I know. Same here. Same here, same here, same here. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to take a breath here because that's important. Breathing is important, people. I'm so jealous that you can get things done so fast. Hope to do this in 2018. Yes, you will. So I'm going to take a breather here and take you behind my numbers. Who want to see my numbers? Not these numbers. No one wants to see these numbers. Who want to see my business numbers? Because if you want to see my business numbers, then I will take you behind my business numbers because, okay, I don't know what happened. I don't have no idea what I did. But if you want to see my numbers, I will take you behind the spreadsheet and share those numbers with you. And then I will come back and then I will share with you the learnings and what I plan to do in 2018, what I plan not to do in 2018, because dude, 2018 has been, 2018 is exciting, but also scary. Okay. Okay. Who wants to see this? Yes. Okay. Yes. Let's do it. Okay. So this year, my plan was to spend at least $100,000 just on sold out launch on Facebook ads. And despite all of my efforts, I ended up spending $75,000 in total. So this is the first column is the report that I pulled from Facebook ads because I am charged in riyals because I'm based in Saudi Arabia. And then I converted it to dollars. And the whole entire year, when I had this plans of automating the shit out of my business and I'm not going to move my ass and I'm just going to run ads, I'm just going to sit back and see the money rolling in, that apparently did not happen, as you can see. So money did roll in, incredibly grateful for that. But I did not automate the shit out of my business because I did not enjoy the evergreen funnels as much as I thought I would. So I ended up spending $75,000 in Facebook ads, and directly from that, I ended up making 2077531.25 in gross sales. Now, before you freak out, you should know two things. This is not, even though it's easy for people to say, oh, I spent this much money in ads and I made this much money, it's not always a direct correlation. There are other things that you're doing this, on top of Facebook ads that are bringing in those sales. So I'm doing podcast interviews. People are maybe writing blogs for me. There are my people, you guys, who have been sharing about my business. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So grateful for that. There's word of mouth. There is SEO. There are all those different traffic sources. And there is your existing list from 2016 and 2015 and 2014 who is buying. So to say that I spend this much money and make this much money is kind of simplistic, but I'm still excited because the number that I had stuck in my head for 2017 was exactly this amount, and this is exactly the amount that I sold. Now, another caveat is that this is not the amount of money that I banked. Right? This is the gross sales. So that means any refunds, any discounts, any payment processing charges, any returns, all of those, any currency conversions, for me, that is a really big expense. Those are the things that are not accounted for in this number. So even though I kind of wanted to see this number, I was desperate to see this number. The reality is that the actual number is lower than this. My accountant, who happens to be my husband, and another incredibly annoying person that he's found, who shares his tendencies, obsession with numbers. They're working on creating my financial accounts for 2017. So we will soon figure out how much money that I make. What I do know is that my gross sales is this amount, and my gross cash that I've received in my bank is about 1.2, I think, 1.3 million, I think. I'm not sure about that number, but really this is what I did. Now I can completely geek out over this and say, oh my God, I spent $75,000 and I made 2 million, which means that this is an return on investment of 2,077%, which means that you put $1 in a box and you take out 2,777, which sounds, oh my God, incredible, but is not always this simplistic. So even though I love this percentage and I want to shout about it from the rooftops, the reality is that this is not always a direct correlation of the ads and the sales. So now let's take a look at the expenses. But before I do that, here is my sleazy pitch. I plan to do monthly breakdowns of my business starting January. So starting January, every month, I will be hopping on a live call. Okay, not necessarily live. Maybe sometimes it is recorded because I have life and kids and husband who's working on my accounts and is extremely annoying. But really, I will be doing monthly business breakdowns every single month starting January. If you want to be a part of those monthly business breakdowns, then make sure that you join Persuasion Hacks Lab, which is my monthly membership program, at an incredibly low price, and the price is going up in 2 days. So if you want to join and lock in this price for life, then make sure that you go on and check it out at bit.ly/phackslab December, because once the price goes up, I'm not one of those who will bring it back. It is going to go up and it will stay up. You will never see this price again. So if you want to be a part of my monthly business breakdowns starting January, you will want to join the lab, right? Why would you not want to join the lab? Don't you love my face? I love my face. Okay, I don't. Just lying. Let's take a look at the expenses. So here are some of my expenses. Sorry. One thing that I did not talk about in my, one thing that you would notice here is that I didn't do much in January and February. January, I took kind of, I was like, I'm just going to record my videos and I'm going to spend time optimizing and strategizing. So I didn't spend a lot of time. I didn't launch anything new except for PH Lab. So this amount that you see is purely just PH Lab, the new sales from PH Lab that came in. Actually, not new sales. I don't know whether it's new. No, actually, it's the total sales for January for Persuasion Hacks Lab, and then in February too. And then in March, I went all in, and that's why the revenue starts going up. So just something to keep in mind that January and February, I wasn't doing much. Who's calling me at this hour? Now let's take a look at the expenses. So this is an interesting thing about business. Even though your revenues, when you're not launching, may not go up, your expenses will most likely will go up. Your fixed expenses will still be there. So January, my ad spend was $1,190. My salary and contractor cost was $7,250. The support tools were about $1,000. There wasn't any referral commission. SOL support costs, there wasn't anything for January because I did not launch SOL till March of this year. And miscellaneous are here. So in total, for 12 months, I ended up spending $349,868, which is a lot of money. But considering that I also made a lot of money, it doesn't sound like a lot. Now, the actual number for this expenses, again, might be a little bit higher because I pulled these numbers from my records, but my payment processor and my bank account, sometimes I ended up paying from my husband's credit card because someone went to Spain and lost all their business credit cards. So for about 2 months, I was also paying for my ads and some of my expenses from my husband's credit card. So the number will definitely be a little bit more than this. We will have to wait till December end to actually know the real number. But this is what the expense is. And if I look at this number, I'm like, oh my God, not bad at all, right? Even though this might seem like a massive number, the reality is that it is a part of running a big business. I also don't have a big team. I do have contractors. I do use people for sold out launch support. I use a lot of support tools. I have my lovely, lovely, lovely Tara to be with me. But honestly, the reason these expenses, they may seem too much to you, but they aren't too much considering the size of my business. Again, my plan from January 2017, January 2018, do I keep saying 2017? Oh my God. My plan from January 2018 is to start tracking these expenses and seeing where I can optimize. So there are in support tools, even though it's just $1,000, and even though in miscellaneous it's only $2,300, it may not seem like a big number, may not seem like a number that I would need to fix. But I assure you, there are things that I can fix in here. So definitely something that I can work on. Referral commission, I will not change it for the world. This is the amount that I paid to the existing sold out launch students who refer new SOL people to me. So incredibly grateful for your support, people. I love you guys. This I would not change for the world. But yes, there is the contractor costs, definitely not Tara's cost, but a third-party contractor cost and support tools and miscellaneous expenses are things that I want to track and see if I can optimize them. So Again, if you want to see how I track them, how I optimize them, which tools I shift to, which tools I stop using, which new tools I will start using, then make sure that you join Persuasion Hacks Lab, because starting January, I will be doing these breakdowns. You will be able to see, okay, how much money am I spending on these tools? How much money am I making? How much money did I expect to make? And how much money did I not really, end up making? Now, let's take a look at the products that I have and how I played with those products. So the first product, the main product, is PH Lab. It was launched throughout. So even though I closed it for a couple of months in between, starting January, February, March, April, up till May for the first, actually no, I started launching it end February. So January, it was still open because there were existing members who were still paying for Persuasion Hacks Lab, but I relaunched a PH Lab at a $1 trial. That's how I started, and that's one of the learning lessons that I'm going to talk about at the end. I relaunched PH Lab with a $1 trial in February, and from February till May, it was running more or less evergreen. Up until 15 days ago, I was like, that was the most stupid idea. I should not have done it. But when we did the numbers, we realized actually it wasn't such a bad idea. I actually made a shit ton of money with those evergreen funnels. But one thing that I will openly admit, PH Lab, my goal for PH Lab for 2017 was to grow it to a $75,000 per month subscription membership. That did not happen. There are many reasons that I think stopped that, but I think the biggest reason it did not grow to $75,000 is because I am hesitant to make it grow to $75,000. I am hesitant to bring in too many members. Why? Because I feel like we have such a small community, and these are people that I trust. I just don't want random people joining the group. So every time I see an influx of new members, I close it down for a couple months, right? So, and there are people in PH Lab who have been with me since the start. So for the last 3 years, they've been with me. They're still paying the first price when I launched it. I launched it at $14. They're still paying $14 for the last 3 years. And I'm so protective of them and so protective of their community that I'm hesitant to open it and make it big and pump money into it. Because honestly, it's a numbers game. If I pump money into it, I can grow it to $75,000 per month. But somehow I feel like I want to keep it small. So that's kind of my stance on PH Lab going forward. I don't want it to become one of those 10,000 member communities, simply because I would not know what to do with that kind of people. I want to be able to know my members. So that's one of the reasons PH Lab is at about $30,000 per month community. It goes up a little bit. It comes down a little bit. We have a great retention rate. We have a great community. And I think going forward, when they will be meeting with me for a business breakdown every single month, I think we will create a bigger connection with each other, which again, if I have 10,000 people, I cannot create that connection with you, right? So there are very exciting things planned for 2018 for PH Lab, but the most important thing, the most exciting thing is that we will be meeting every month, where I will be sharing my business breakdown for that month every single month. So if you want to be a part of that excitement, then make sure that you join PHacks Lab, bit.ly/PHacks Lab December. The price is going up in 2 days. This is not fake urgency. When the price goes up, it's not coming back. Okay. SOL, sold out launch. I did 3 rounds of sold out launch, one in March, one in May, and one in August. You've seen the numbers. The first 2 rounds in March and in May, I limited to 100 people. So it was a controlled urgency at my end because I wanted to experiment with small batches. I enjoyed bigger batches for SOL. Why? Because SOL is a program where the more people that are in the community, it creates that momentum because everyone is working on the same thing together. So in August, when I launched it to, I did not limit it to 100 people, and that was a great success. So that's one of the learnings that I will talk about. Bots That Sell was a new program that I created in April. I ran it on Evergreen for 4 months, and then I got bored of it. So most likely I will kill it in 2018 because, yeah, I kind of got bored of it. And there are just way too many people talking about bots, and I don't necessarily agree with the way they're doing bots, but maybe they know more about it than I do. Because for me, the idea behind a messenger bot was to create a habit forming bot. But somehow people want more marketing selling bots. Funnel bots, I don't know what funnel bots are, honestly, just sounds really weird. But I kind of got bored of it. So I think it is still there, but I'm not actually promoting it. Mass persuasion method. Starting March of this year, I created an evergreen funnel for it that ran till October. Again, up from March till June, it was purely a webinar, an evergreen webinar, where, by the way, I told people this is a recorded webinar. I did not pretend to be live because I could not do it. It just sounded really sleazy. And then when my book came out, I linked it with the book. So for mass persuasion method, my learning is that when I launch it in a live setting, it does so much well. It's such a great program. It does really well. In an evergreen funnel, it was giving me a 2 to 3x return. Like, so I spent $100, I make $250, $300. But I wasn't really happy with this. I'm used to spending 100 and making 270,000. So for me, the ROI wasn't huge. So I kind of got bored and I put it on hold, but I'm still I still have it linked with my book because the program is incredible and I want to see more people come into it. But I feel this program is better suited for a live launch rather than an evergreen launch. In fact, I feel like all of my programs are better suited for live launches, but anyway, more on that later. 60-second copy generator, my very first software that I came out with in November, and it sold out in like 2 days. I had one full week of launch planned with webinars and all, and then we were sold out in like 40 hours. And I was like, okay, what do I do with my time now? Incredibly successful. I also offered some launchathons. So even though for sold out launch students, they get to spend a weekend with me working on their launches, I call it the launchathon, but I also offered it as a product if someone is not in SOL. I offered it twice. I will not do it again. I feel it is better suited for people who are already in SOL because then everyone is on the same page. I also did Persuade Live, which was awesome. We did it in Madrid and I will do it again because it was awesome. Live event. I did not make any money. I did not make any profit. I made money, but we donated 100% of the profits. So at the end of the day, nothing went into my pocket because we ended up donating 100% of the proceeds. So it kind of became like a paid vacation. MPM book. I need to do a separate session on just the book because the book came out in the last week of June. So essentially it was only out for July, August, September, October, November, December. It's almost out for 6 months and we have sold about, wait for it, 24,000 copies. 24,000 copies. I have sold $43,000 worth of books. It's unbelievable to me that I did this without getting on NBC or CNN, without hiring affiliates, without spending literally any money on Facebook ads, very limited amount of money, but it's still sold out. It is still #1 in multiple categories and I'm blown away by the result that MPM book has gotten me. I will talk about more on this in a separate session, but just for you to know, my accountant tells me that my book is not a part of my core revenue. So the revenue sheet, the sales sheet that you saw here, they do not include MPM book. Why? Because I'm told that this is my personal income and my personal expense. I don't know how he thinks, but anyway, this is personal. That's why there is a block outside it. Okay, now who's excited to see the lessons? Because I have a really long list of lessons too, and I want to share those lessons with you. So if you're excited, I will get a sip of water and then let me take you to see my lovely face. Is it lovely? Is it? And then I will share the lessons with you. Let's talk about the learnings. The first one is the $1 trial. So why did I offer a $1 trial for PH Lab? When I decided to offer a $1 trial for the PH Lab, my husband was like, do not do this. You will attract people who will just come, who will steal all your content, and then they will leave, and then you will all be weird. So please don't do that. And I was like, no, I'm going to do that because all the big guys are doing that. All the big guys are doing that. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I did it, and 2 things happened. I actually did not end up attracting a lot of people. I actually ended up attracting less people than I do when I offer a full price for the PH Lab. And the reason that is, in my opinion, the reason that is because when you say you can get $1 trial, you can get all of that shit for a $1 trial, people don't believe you. And not only do they not believe you, you lower the perceived value of your product because they look at the product and they think, oh, if you can get it for $1, it's pretty crap. I'm sure it's crap, right? So I think that disconnect of perception is what did not make the $1 diet trial a success. So I then moved on to the $7 trial. So I did $1 trial for a month, I think, and then I moved on to the $7 trial, where first month for PH Lab you get $7, and the next month you pay the full price. And then $7 trial was marginally better than $1, but I still wasn't happy. I still wasn't getting the kind of numbers that I wanted. So I would spend $1,000 on ads, for example, and I would get maybe, right away I would get maybe $2,200 back. And then next month, obviously, I will, because once a person is a member, they stay a member and they keep paying you. But somehow it did not click. It did not make sense to me. And again, like I said, this whole idea that I did not want to attract a lot of people, I am not going to do those trial prices anymore. So going forward, no $1, no $7 price. There's going to be one price for the Persuasion Hacks Lab because I want to keep it a community that is tight and high quality, and I only want to get the people who are the right people, honestly. And on that note, the price for the PH Lab is going up in 2 days. So if you are looking for a place to get, I describe it as the biggest collection of persuasion hacks, step-by-step trainings, and super persuasive scripts. If you're looking for that, then that place is Persuasion Hacks Lab. The price is going up in 2 days. So if you're interested, go check it out at bit.ly/phackslabdec. The link is in the post description. So go find it. If the price has already gone up, I'm sorry, but I'm never doing the $1, $7 trials again because I felt like it did not attract the right quality of people, even though when we did the numbers, my husband told me that every person that you acquire through a $1 trial, that person actually stays on for about 3 months, which means that you end up making about $100 from that person. So it's not $100, about $60, $70 from that person. So it's not a bad bargain, but I feel like the quality of people that I attract with $1, $7 trial are the typical internet marketing people who are looking to make a quick buck and kind of not my people. So not happening again. Evergreen webinars. I'm still undivided on evergreen webinars, but most likely I will not be doing evergreen webinars. I enjoy this engagement that I do with you guys. I really enjoy engaging with you. I really enjoy taking off my individual lashes while you guys watch, and I get such great advice on glue. That never happens in an evergreen webinar. It's not fun. So definitely, and I feel like the engagement and the conversions are better for a live webinar. Thank you. You're a PH Lab member. It's amazing. Thank you, Jonathan. If you're not in it, hop in it now. Thank you, Jonathan, for your love. I'm so grateful. We all love Jonathan. Bots. So here is kind of my news. I have started using Messenger bots a lot, and I think the biggest benefit that I have found for the Messenger bot, the way I will be using Messenger bot going forward is I will be using it, one, as a way to engage with someone and put them on a kind of a seduction sequence when they send a message to me, and two, I will be using it as a reminder service for when I go live. So every time I go live, and I'm going live on a webinar or doing a Facebook Live, I will definitely be using bots to get people reminders. So I think that's literally the best use of bots for me. Two ways I will be using it, but I will not build a business around it. But these two are excellent uses of bots, and definitely I'll be using it this way. Recorded videos. So in 2017, I spent the month of January recording like 30 videos. I recorded 30 videos. I put on a ton of makeup, sat in the nicest part of my house, and then recorded those videos, feeling all primpy and nice. And then I got it recorded. Granted, I paid someone on Fiverr to edit them, but still, I paid someone to edit them. What matters is that I paid someone. Yes, I am cheap. Yes, I did not hire a photographer. Yes, I put up my phone on a tripod and shoot the video myself and told my housekeeper not to make a lot of noise because the place is next to my kitchen. And yes, I paid someone on Fiverr to edit the videos, but I still did the effort. Appreciate the effort. I recorded 30 videos just so that I could have this bulk of content that I could use throughout the year. Not a good idea, because the amount of views that I can get on a live session when I'm going live and doing this crappiness and taking off my lashes and drinking from a hypnotic weird vodka water bottle. Okay, that was weird because we had a W and a V in the same sentence. That definitely is not going to happen on recorded video. So no more recorded videos. I will probably do very small recorded videos for very small parts of my business, but all the other videos are going to be live. So you're going to see a lot of me live. Back to BH Lab. Yes, Cyprian, that's awesome. Come back to the lab, because starting January, and that's again a small mini pitch for you, starting January every month, those of you who are in PH Lab, every month I will be hanging out with you and giving you a breakdown of my business every single month. So if you want to have a breakdown with me of my business, not a breakdown, not an emotional breakdown with me. I cannot handle emotional breakdown. Do not have a breakdown with me. Please, I can barely handle my own emotions. So please do not have a breakdown with me at any point. This is not an invitation to cry on my shoulder. I don't do crying on the shoulder. So no, but you will be able to hang out with me for a business breakdown every single month. Starting January, that is only going to be for people who are in Persuasion Hacks Lab. So that will be awesome. Live is awesome. Yes. What else? Time off during summer. So one thing that I did this summer and last summer as well is that I literally just switched off during summers. And this is something that I plan to remedy this year, because honestly, I don't think it makes sense to take summers off. Just because everyone is taking time off, it doesn't make sense to, not because I don't enjoy being lazy. I love being lazy. But the point is that for me, once I am lazy, even for 2 days, getting back into the saddle takes months. So that is kind of my problem. So I do enjoy the time off while I'm going through it, but then getting back into the routine takes me forever. And that's why I don't want to do it next year. Also, online courses. So one thing that I am changing in terms of just join PH Lab. Yes, Susie, I'm so happy to have you. Yay, yay. You can have an emotional breakdown with me. I would love to have an emotional breakdown with you. Oh, no, Tara says you can't. Okay, maybe if you convince Tara, maybe she'll let us have an emotional breakdown together, Susie. Thank you. Why is community so important to you? Gaia, thank you. Community is important to me because community is what made me. If there was no community, there would be no business. I would be a dowdy, mom of two, miserable, making money, but just being miserable. No recognition. I am no one special. I'm a bloody nobody. So if there was no community, there would have been no business, there would have been no book, there would have been no course, no Facebook Live, no me, no nothing. So community is everything. Okay. Next up is online courses. So kind of changing my approach to online courses in the sense that I have decided to focus less on the course and more on speed and ease, and something I would encourage you to do as well. So if you take away one lesson from emotional breakdown together, yes, I don't know what ate me. Something ate me today. What happened? Okay, so I do clean the house. It's mosquito. Do not judge me. So two things that I would encourage you to do if you take away two lessons from this. Lesson number one is that create courses that provide speed and ease, right? So if you can position your course, if you can position an online course as something that will save them time and save them trouble, then it is super easy to sell. But if you create your course in a way that people look at the course and think, oh my God, that's too much work, it is not going to sell. It is, okay, I'm not going to say it's not going to sell, but it's going to be harder to sell because there are so many courses. Everyone is creating online course. There are two ways to set your online course apart. And what I'm focusing on a lot next year is, number one, focus on making their lives easy and focus on saving them time. If you can do that, if you can just do this one thing, create a course that does not seem like a lot of work, create a course that makes them think, oh my God, it's going to save me time and it's going to save me trouble, then you will not have trouble selling. Online courses are not going away anywhere. So those of you who are telling you, oh, online courses are done, no one wants online courses anyway, that is not true. What is important is to know that your online course has to create speed and ease. If you can promise them that you will save them time, and you can promise them that you will save them the trouble, your online course will sell. Number two, the thing that you need to focus on for online courses is something that I'm also revamping my entire sold out launch program. I'm literally re-recording the entire sold out launch. with the focus on creating awe-inspiring products. So don't just create products that are useful. Don't just create products that make people go, oh, that's nice. Or don't just create products that make people go, oh, that sounds really useful. Instead, create products that make people go, oh my God, how is that even possible? This year, I only created one product that was awe-inspiring. And that product was 60-second copy generator. Because when I did the demo and I showed people that they can actually generate super effective copy in 30 seconds, it created that sense of, oh my God, how is that possible? So if you can create a product that makes people go, oh my God, how is that possible? Then you are set. You don't have any competition. No one is going to worry about the price. No one is going to worry about, oh, maybe I can come back to this. Oh, maybe I can buy it from someone else, because they are so awed. 2018 is the year of awe. Create awe-inspiring products, and I promise you, you will never have competition again. I turn red when emotions get high. And my entire chest was beet red. Oh, that's so weird, Kristen. I thought I was... Okay. Now I think something bit me. I think I need to probably clean my closet. So maybe it's the emotion, or maybe it's the fact that I don't clean well. I keep holding back because I don't know how to create a course. Lisa, you do know you have every resource that you need inside your head. Just take it out and go on and create it. Must be an eyelash that ate you. Probably. I don't even know what I was wearing as an eyelash. Maybe it is a cockroach antenna. Oh my God, actually looks suspiciously like the antenna of a cockroach. So it's entirely possible that all this time I have been wearing a cockroach antenna. That sounds disgusting. How disgusting are you? Okay. Next up, focus on, so one thing that one thing I should mention is, and I've talked about this before, is this idea that when you're trying to sell to someone, your name should either be on people's credit card statement or your name should be on their wish list. No middle ground, right? So they should look at their product. They should be completely awed by your product. And then they should look at this and think, oh my God, if I had the money, I will buy this in a minute, which means that your name is either on their credit card statement or your name is on their wish list. No middle ground. This is what I mean by creating awe-inspiring products. Number next, polarity, right? So I've done a lot of polarity in 2017 and I'm going to scale it up further. I have offended people in 2017. People have informed me that I have offended people. People have reached out to me and told me that they're offended. People have left comments on my Facebook videos telling me they are offended. People have emailed me saying they are offended. People have left pictures of poop on my videos, showing me that they are offended. So a lot of offense was going on, but that's fine. Because my mantra for 2018 is, would you rather be a hell yes for 50% and a hell no for 50%, or would you rather be a whatever by 100%? I would rather be a hell yes for 50% and a hell no for 50%, because being a whatever by 100% is the kiss of death. So I am going to focus more and more on creating that polarity, constantly striving to be a hell yes for 50% and a hell no for 50%, because whatever does not translate into money. Whatever does not translate into sale. Whatever is the kiss of death for your business. So you will be seeing a lot of Lucy Diamond. Another thing that I am focusing on more and more is I want to start looking at my business as a business. So it's not a gig, it's a business. And it's a mindset shift that I need to work on. And that's the reason my husband is stepping in and taking care of the accounts. So he can actually show me how much money I'm actually making. So I can start looking at myself as a real business, because so far I have not. I don't have an accountant. I literally have no idea how much money I make and spend. All of the numbers that I shared are based on my records and the amount of money that I have received from Teachable and PayPal. But really, in terms of profit and loss, I have no idea. And I've been in business 3.5 years. So I need to start looking at my business as a business and not a gig. That is the focus. Jamie says some of your products are on my credit card and some are on my wish list. Indeed. Thank you. That's awesome. So I'm kind of, yes, I'm a hell yes kind of girl. Yes, Kristen. Yes, yes, yes. I also want to talk about one thing which changed in 2017, and I plan to do more of those. For the first 2 years of my business, I 2.5 years of my business, I insisted that I don't want to share my story. I don't want to use my story as a way to sell. And that's has changed. So this year in August, when I launched Sold Out Launch, I actually started using my story. I created posts about this idea that I'm an anomaly. I do a lot of things that technically should not have allowed me to be a success, but I'm still a success, and kind of a message of hope for other weirdos and psychos and lunatics like me, telling them that if I can do this, you can too, which is something that I shied away from the longest time because I don't enjoy talking about myself. I absolutely detest talking about myself, but I have started focusing more on this, and I will report back to you with results on how that pans out in 2018. But in 2017, the only time I used it was in August, September. It did incredibly well. That was the first time that I started using Instagram as my kind of a business platform. And that's where I used those I am an anomaly posts, and they did really well. I don't know how well because that's a long-term brand building activity. So I'm going to come back to this next year and see, how well that sharing of personal story has helped. Because I've tried really hard not to do that. So the initial foundation of my business were built purely on my expertise. They were not built on my story. They were built purely on my expertise. So I'm going to come back and see, how does that impact my business? Don't you love the significant others for looking after that? My wife is a budget girl. Just look prettier and ask if we can spend something. Oh my God, Penny, that's so awesome. So it's kind of similar to what I've started doing, even though I don't look prettier. I'm just telling him, if you want food, you better leave your credit card before you step out of the house. So it's kind of like that. Yes, but it's awesome for people who are there to take care of us. And the fact that he moved his butt to the kids' bedroom tonight because I have this session. I was like, you gotta move. He's like, I will not say anything. I was like, first, you're in the room, you snore, and my microphone will pick it up. And 2, I'm not going to be comfortable bitching about you while you're in the next room. Right? Move your butt. And he did. He moved his butt to the kids' room. He's on the mattress in the kids' room. So cute. Not really. He's too hairy to be cute. But still, the emotion is there. Emotionally, I find him cute. Emotional cuteness. It's a thing. I promise. Emotional cuteness is a thing. Okay, so that's kind of my learnings. Are there any other learnings that I have not talked about? One thing that I think I already talked about that. Another thing, I think I already talked about that. I keep looking at things and then saying, I've talked about that. I've talked about that. But if there's anything that I've not talked about, please let me know so that I can, I can talk about that. What I can talk about that. So that's it. That's it from me. From at my end, I am really excited about what 2018 holds. The focus for 2018 is going to be to keep PH Lab consistent to where it is at. I don't want to grow it too much, but I just want to make sure that I have the same level of people. We will be doing weekly, monthly breakdowns for people in the PH Lab. So if you've still not joined PH Lab, Tara, could you be nice enough to drop the link in the comments, because that will be awesome. So drop the link in the comments so they can take a look at Persuasion Hacks Lab. The price is going up in 2 days. So if you want to join and lock the price forever, make sure you do that. It gives you access to 80 plus persuasion hacks, step-by-step trainings, and those monthly breakdowns with my business, which will be awesome. How did you start your first program? So Nicole, my first program, I actually talk about my first program in a hack in PH Lab, but I created my first program because someone reached out to me and said, let's do a JV. And I was like, let's do a JV, because I never thought I would create a course so quickly. And then we created it. And it did incredibly well. I love how you say A and 2, Nicole. So yeah, I'm kind of number challenged and also time zones challenged, and also W and V challenged, and also accent challenge, and also athletic challenge. So a lot of challenges in here. Where will you be next? Your live? My next live is tomorrow, same time, where I'm giving you 50 offers to create your create $5,000 before New Year's. I'm creating 50 offers. So come hang out with me because it'll be awesome. Tara, that's the wrong link. Tara, that's the wrong link. That's the wrong link. Please don't put that link. Take out that link. Don't put that link. That's the wrong link. It's bit.ly/phackslabdec. Or just take the link from Teachable. This is the wrong link. This is not the right link. What was the most fun for you this year? Okay, the most fun for me this year was, what was it? I actually really enjoyed doing the 30 days of persuasion, which I am going to be talking about soon, where I did 30 days of Facebook Lives, almost lives, a few were not live. So that was fun, work-related. Non-work-related fun, interesting. Non-work-related fun. I don't know, I don't do any non-work-related fun, so I have no idea. Okay, for first timer, would you recommend PH Lab or SOL? So, Guy, I don't know whether I'm pronouncing your name right, but if you don't have a business, if you have nothing, you have not started, you have not validated your idea, you have not created anything, you're like completely undecided, only kind of flirting with the idea of online business, then absolutely sold out launch, because it will give you that step by step. If you already have a business, no matter how small, you already have your idea, you maybe have a website set up, you have a Facebook page, you started kind of, slowly talking about this, you have a list of maybe, I don't know, or you haven't started a list yet, and you're looking for support in those areas, then it's Persuasion Hacks Lab that you should go for. But really, that's kind of the key distinction. Maria, no. Tara is not slipping. Tara is only tipsy. She does not slip. She's only tipsy, and she's adorable when she's tipsy. Oh my God! I don't drink alcohol, but I just want to drink it just so I can kind of feel the level of cuteness that Tara has when she's tipsy. Are you doing a live like Spain in 2018? Yes, I am doing a live like Spain in 2018. In fact, I'm planning to do 2. So I will keep you posted. Hopefully one in the US and one in London. Absolutely, definitely doing more Persuade Live. How was your amazing book experience? How did it work for your business? Great question, Jenny. The book sold incredibly well, considering that it had nothing, as in no one wanted to interview me for my book. I was like, does anyone want to interview me for my book? And I was like, does anyone? And people just turned away and kind of didn't even look at me. So we ended up selling, we had $43,000 worth of books, which is awesome. Sold a shit ton of books. Also led to a lot of MPM sales. I haven't done the complete numbers yet, so I can't share those numbers with you, but actually it did really well. It did really well. I'm doing another one just coming out in January, so that will be awesome. My royalty is super low. That's why I share the sale number, because my royalty is super low. Because I'm in Saudi Arabia and I'm not VAT registered, so they deduct 35% and they deduct another something percent, and it's just I ended up getting like literally nothing in terms of royalty. But the sales were awesome. I've sold about 24,000 books in like 6 months. It has been awesome. Okay. Hey, Angelique. Hi, my lovely. Hey. Gemma says she was more than tipsy at my wedding. She does not realize, but she is tipsy. When she starts giggling for no reason, that means she's tipsy. But obviously, she will never admit it. Obviously, what do you think about using PH Lab for selling physical products? So Cynthia, to answer your question, there are a lot of hacks in PH Lab that you can use for selling physical products. The new SOL that I'm creating, it will have more support in terms of creating physical products. So definitely will help with physical products. Absolutely will help with physical products. Not fully, it will not tell you how to, for example, set up an e-commerce store, but definitely when it comes to creating awe-inspiring products, creating an awe-inspiring experience, all of those things absolutely will be covered in SOL. If you're looking for a quick fix for your physical product, like if you're looking to kind of optimize your page or optimize your product description or have a better Facebook ad, then absolutely look at Persuasion Hacks Lab. So it depends on what you need. Do you need an end-to-end program, or do you need a little help here and a little help there? That's kind of your decision. You're fabulous. I'm joining PH Lab. Yay, Guy! Please, Guy, before you go, my darling, please tell me, am I pronouncing your name right? because I worry that I'm not pronouncing your name right. So please, before you go, do not leave before telling me if I'm pronouncing your name right, because that is awesome. Woohoo, for physical products. Yes. Shannon has, Shannon, you have to drop the link to your store. So guys, please check out Shannon's store. It is awesome. If I ever create physical products, I will probably plagiarize Shannon's idea. No, I won't. I promise I won't. But it's awesome. No, it's a long A. Okay, so it's Guy, right? It's Guy. Confirm. Just woke up, but hey Bushra, hey Janet. Yes, awe-inspiring products, Vanessa. So again, the focus is on creating products that don't make people go, oh, that sounds interesting, or not the kind of products that make people go, oh, that sounds useful. Instead, create products that make people go, holy shit, how can that be true? That kind of products. And that's what the focus on is for 2018 for my own products and for the products that I will help you create in Sold Out Launch. But this is not the time for Sold Out Launch. This is the time for PH Lab. So if you're interested, go check out Sold Out Launch because do not check out Sold Out Launch. There is no Sold Out Launch right now. Go check out Persuasion Hacks Lab. I need to figure out a way to manage my tongue because, wow. I need all the things. I love that, Kristen. I need all the things. You do. So yeah, also go check out Shannon's store because I think it's awesome. Her products are great. It's called Snark and Coffee. Brilliant name. Got here late in the membership group and PH Lab the same. When does group membership open up? Enjoying your 12 days of training, by the way. Angel, my lovely. The group program opens in January. It's called Sold Out Launch Group Execution Program. If you're in the membership site, it's the same thing as PH Lab, which means that if you are in PH Lab, you will be seeing me every single month starting January. It will be amazing. Breathe. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Since the husband is not in the bedroom anymore, I can go sleep horizontally. I already sleep horizontally, do I? No, I sleep vertically on the bed. But today I'm going to sleep horizontally on the bed because he's not there. Yes. Thank you. Gotta watch the replay. Thank you, Veera, my lovely. So glad to have you. At least you came. You missed the part where I took off my eyelashes. But still, can you buy one of each mug available? Snark and Coffee's office. Snark and Coffee is awesome. Thank you, Mandy, my lovely. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, everyone. Please have a great day. I will actually see you tomorrow. If you guys are free, please come hang out with me. Tomorrow, I am sharing with you 50 offers to create your first 5K. And yes, tomorrow also, I will be pitching you about PH Lab. So if you you know what? Do me a solid and join PH Lab before you show up tomorrow. Come on now. Because, yeah, you hung out with me all day. Like, not all day, but like an hour. So, do me a solid. Check out PH Lab and join PH Lab before you show up tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be awesome. Thank you, my lovely. Thank you, Carla. Did old SOL members get the new SOL content? Cynthia, yes. The old SOL members not only get the new SOL content, they also get this super amazing new upgrade that is coming to SOL. Like, unbelievable upgrade. You get it all. Thank you. See you tomorrow. What time tomorrow? And same time tomorrow, 2 p.m. EST. Same place. Hopefully different clothes, but same hair and hopefully different lipstick if I remember to wash my face. But I will see you tomorrow. And hopefully my own lashes. Actually, do want to interview you. Hey, Stephanie, someone wants to interview me. Tara, see? Thank you so much, guys. Feel free to email or reach out to Tara at thepersuasionrevolution.com. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.